Hello, grade 7. Welcome to our fourth quarter, week 4 lessons in Mapeh. So let us start now again with music. We will talk about the impression of Philippine musical theater. So the music can reveal the inner emotional life of a character, foreshadow a vicious attack or budding love, or comment on the action on stage. So in terms of musical theater such as the opera, ballet, and other musicals, music has the function of communicating the emotional heart of the action and the feelings, wishes, and thoughts of the characters. So, in musical theater, music involves a certain degree of suspension of disbelief on the part of the audience. So, let us talk about the different Philippine theaters. First is the Comedia. It is well known for being formulaic and stylized because the formula is always kingdoms, Moro, and Christians are ranged against each other in love and even in war. So in here, the resolution of all the conflicts and obstacles is obtained by having the wars end, and the enemies will reconcile, and then the Moros converted so that they can marry their Christian loves and presumably live in imagined peace ever after. So the Sarswela, in Sarswela, the music helps portray the meaning of the text sung by the actors and actresses, and then the mood of the scene. An example is when there is a tension in the actor's dialogue. So the strings parts will create a high-pitched, dissonant sound in the strong beats on the rhythm of the actor's dialogue, and it concludes also by an astounding effect of a loud cymbal. So, one of the best example or the famous example of Sarswela is Walang Sugat. Next is the Vaudeville. This one is an indigenized form of Vaudeville. It is featured on hodgepodge of musical numbers, short form comedy, and dramatic skits. And even the magic acts and acrobats often stage inside the theaters of Manila. So the vaudeville acts were first introduced to the Philippines during the American occupation and were performed by visiting troops. These entertainers helped make jazz and blues popular in our country. So for your activity number 1, you are just going to complete the table by describing the dialogue line in each theatrical form. So let us start with the komedya. So this particular komedya is the Moro Moro. One of the dialogue of the Moro Moro is this line. It says on this line that ang iniuutos ko ay ipinagbibilin. Magpakatatag ka, ngunit balakyot, ang iyong hininga ay malalagot. So, on the fourth column, you are just going to describe the message of this dialogue line. What do you think would be the feelings or the emotion on this particular dialogue line? For the Sarswela, in Walang Sugat, this one is one of the dialogue line. Oh, mundong sinungaling, sa bawat sandaling ligayang tinatamo ng dibdib ay tinutungunan kapag daka ng matinding dusa. Magdaraya ka, ang tuwang ididudulot mo sa amin ay maitutulad sa bango ng bulaklak na nasa sandaling oras ay kusang lumilipas. So, just like what you are going to do on the first row, you are just going also to describe the feelings of this dialogue line. And then, on the vaudeville, which is the Katida musical, tingnan mo, bumubusilak ang mundo. Bumubusilak parang pilak, kulay pilak, igabing tulak. Ang mundo. Dinggin mo, awit ng entablado. Kumikiring, gumigiling, ang entablado. So, for you, what do you think is the message or the feelings or the emotions that that you can see on that particular dialogue line. So, I repeat, you are just going to describe the message of the following dialogue lines. So, as simple as that. Next, let's have on arts. In here, we will just briefly discuss again the religious and non-religious festival art design. So in Ati-Atihan, they are painting their faces to portray the atis or the etas that emphasizes the visual elements to draw attention. So for the Mascara Festival, they showcases the beautiful visual presentation, giving tourists an eyeful colorful artistry in costumes and mask. Again, let us emphasize this one in Mascara Festival. They are using colorful artistry in costumes and mask, which is made in different colorful fabrics and patterns, which are woven to create indigenous pieces of intricate designs. For the Moriones Festival, the participants here are wearing realistic Roman costumes, and basic props include painted wooden swords or spear and shields. And then for the Sinulog Festival, the participants are wearing brightly colored costumes, usually similar to the Santo Niños that they display. So others even dress as angels and other martyrs. So these different festivals show the visual elements of art like the rhythm, the balance, harmony, unity, etc. through their costumes and props. So as you will notice or as you've observed, most of them are using different all of them are using different visual elements on their props and costumes. So for your activity number 1, you are going to create or make your own festival costume. How you are going to do that? So first thing first, what do you need, or what are the materials that you needed to do this one? So first one, you should have a figure of a paper doll on Oslo paper or use folder. Just like this one, you can use this outline to do a paper doll or a figure of a paper doll. And then you should have a reference for your costume. You are encouraged to create your own ideas, so it's up to you. You can create your own ideas if you want, and then use scissors also, paste, glue, or tape, and then colorong materials such as pens, paint, and crayons, and then other additional detail materials such as beads, sequins, and other recycled materials that you have already at home. So these are the materials. Now here are the instructions on how you are going to create your own festival costume. So first thing is, you should choose a festival costume you want to create. Think of festival costume that you want to create. And then after having this, or if you have already choose a festival costume that you want, um, think also of the headpieces, not only the costume, of course, even the headpieces, and then the other props that are necessary to complete the attire. And then by using the paper doll, choose male or female, trace or copy the figures. If you are male, choose whether male or female. So it's up to you what kind of paper doll that you are going to use. So of course, if you are a male, you need to choose a male paper doll. So if you are female, please choose a female paper doll. And then trace or copy the figures to determine the size of the costume needed. And then you may add additional details like the hairstyle and the facial expressions of your doll. And then third, use different kinds of materials to create different textures. Recycled materials are encouraged. You can use popsicle sticks if you have. For your props, you can use broom hair, or for the wigs of your uh, of your festival costume. And then do not limit yourself to just sketching and coloring the costumes. You can put other recycled materials on your work. And last, when you are done, dress up your paper dolls and then take a picture of it and then send it to my messenger. Alright, so here is the rubric that will be the basis in giving your grade. So here are the criterias. Of course, we will be grading the craftsmanship and the skills that you've showcased, your functionality and relevance of your work to our lesson, and the attractiveness on or how how attractive your artwork is. And then for PE, in here we will just continue the tinalobong dance skills. If you still remember, in week 3, we've discussed about the introduction and then the figure number 1. So this time, we will continue the figure 2 and figure number 3. So for figure number 2, again, the partners will face each other, and then starting with right foot, take 4 tinalobong steps to partner's place, passing right to right shoulder, and then same hand movements as in figure 1. That is for measures. So next, letter B, turn right about, repeat letter A, and then going to proper places, passing by left shoulder. And letter C, turn left shoulders towards each other, starting right with right foot, take 4 tinalobong steps forward with same hand movements. And last, turn right about, and then just repeat letter C, finishing proper places. For figure number 3, again, the partners will face each other and then execute for letter A, execute for parallel tortillere going to sideward right, taking 1 count for each movement. Do the same hand movements but peck once for that bills are pointed downward on count 1. And then flex wrist downward so that bills are apart and pointing upward. That is count 2. And then just repeat letter A going to the side, ward left. For letter C, starting with right foot, take 2 change steps forward to meet at the center, and then arm sideward flex wrist up. That is count 1, and down count, and alternately on every count. And for letter D, 4 step turn right to proper places, and then arms down at slides, bills close and pointing downward. And then for last part, just repeat all from letter A going to letter D. So for your video reference, here is the link, and I will just send this video link on our FB GC on our group chat so that you would be able to watch this video. And on our during our online class, we will also I will also discuss to you on how to do this part of the dance. So after watching the video, let's say for example you've watched already the video that regards with that, then of course you are going to do this performance, the figure 2 and figure 3, and then after doing the performance, please do not forget to record. Just send it that short record of your performance, and then just send it on my FB Messenger. And then please do not forget to answer the following guided questions that regards with that activity. First one, what did you feel while doing the activity? 2, how long did it take you to dance the entire routine? And letter C, what do you think should one possess to be able to perform the different movements and why? So next, here is the rubric in assessing your dance performance. So we just only have four categories: the outstanding, very satisfactory, satisfactory, and needs improvement. So if you focus and concentrated and committed to your performance of the movement, then of course you will having a 9 to 10 points, which means outstanding. Okay. And next, let's have on health. We will talk about the facts on the non-communicable diseases because there are some misleading facts that regards with the non-communicable diseases. So first one, non-communicable disease, or also called as NCDs, are the leading cause of death globally. Okay? And then there are four out of 5 NCD deaths occur in low and middle income countries. Third, NCDs are already major. It is already major. And up, uh, uh, at to this moment, there is an increasing contributors to the global dailies or disability adjusted life years. And then for the fourth, there are 80% of all deaths resulting from NCDs. Imagine there is an 80% of deaths which is came from NCDs occurs in low and middle income countries. And fifth, NCDs affect men and even and women, or there is just only an equal effect on both sexes. Next, for 6, NCDs pose the single biggest threat to women's health and development, causing 65% of all female deaths. Ooh. And next, for the 7, NCDs are a public health challenge closely connected to social determinants. 8, worldwide, 80% of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes is currently preventable. 9. The prevention is simple and possible. A number of proven cost-effective interventions such as control of tobacco are backed by evidence and ready for implementation. Number 10, NCDs are not only a health issue but also closely connected to factors such as nutrition and physical activity, education, and results of urban planning, agriculture, and trade. For 11, NCDs affect all ages at all stages in life, from the pregnant mother to the childhood, even on adolescence, adulthood, and old age. For 12, 70% of the world's diabetics live in low and middle income countries. 13, NCDs are a cause and effect of poverty. And last, NCDs are linked to gender, ethnicity, age, and even on socio-economic group. So here are the 14 facts that regards on the non-communicable diseases. So for activity number 1, in here you are just going to draw a smiley face if the statement is a fact, and draw a sad face if do you think this one is a myth or a fallacy. So for number 1, staying healthy should be the goal of everyone, isn't it? For 2, health is the level of functional and metabolic efficiency of a living being. 3, the symptoms of an infection depend on the type of disease. Number 4, NCDs mainly affect only the rich people, isn't it? 5th, all NCDs are preventable. Is it all or some only? Next, some infectious agents may be spread because of contact with contaminated inanimate object. 7th, you can't change human behavior when it comes to NCDs. Number 8, an infectious disease is transmitted from different sources. 9, NCDs are mainly diseases of the elderly. Is it for elderly only? And for 10, no cost-effective solutions exist for NCD. Is there no cost-effective solutions for the NCDs? So, as what I've said a while ago, you are just going to draw a smiley face if the statement is a fact, and a sad face if it is not a fact, or if it is just only a myth or fallacies. Next, for activity number 2, you will see here box A. This one is the box A, which is a list of some myths and fallacies on non-communicable diseases, meaning not true. Not true statements that regards with the non-communicable diseases. And then on the box B, or on this next column, you are going to state the facts or the opposite of the myths and fallacies which is written on the box A. So, for example, is on this first statement, NCDs are mainly, It says it is mainly diseases of the elderly. Is it just only a disease for elderly? So that is a fallacy or a myth that regards with the NCD. So on this part column, you are going to change it to become a fact. Fact that regards with the NCD or the oppose of this statement. So example, the correct answer in here, the NCD affect all age and not only the elderly. It affects all age at all stages in life, from the pregnant mother to the childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and old age. So on this part, on number 3 or on number 2 and on number 3, you are just going to oppose the myths and fallacies of non-communicable disease on this part. Okay, so that would be all of your activities on this week for lessons. So thank you for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe on this channel. Bye.